on, baby.
Hey, everybody. Happy Easter. I'm your host, Grant. Got also known as the Big Cat. My cool cat with the balls up. If you're rocking with the Big Cat, today we're here to go over the 7th round mock draft. Let's see who the Big Cat have us taking. Are you ready to rock? Yes, no, maybe. Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panther? He has risen. Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Mama say, Mama Akusaku say, if you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers, give me that dab. Let's go over the 7th round mock draft. We're 2 weeks away. Let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Happy Easter, y'all. He has risen. Now, before we move on, start talking about my 7th round mock draft, I got one little pet peeve. A lot of you guys say I've been talking about Cam Newton too much. Let me tell you something. Cam was a Carolina Panther for 9 years, and he's been gone for all of 2 to 3 weeks now. So you mean to tell me that after 3 weeks, we're talking about him too much, after he's been here for 9 years?
Is you dumb? Message.
Wow, I mean, I hope you don't have a loved one or anybody that passes that's close to you, and then as soon as they pass, somebody says, you're talking about them too much, or they don't mean that much no more. Kind of ungrateful, kind of selfish thinking, right? Yeah. Those who are doomed to forget the past are doomed to repeat it. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers 7th round mock draft. The first of my 2 that I'm doing today. The primary objective is to get a solid cornerback and also to get a D-line, a good pass rush, a good run stuffer. If you can get either or with that first pick, you're winning. All right. Now, because we play in a division where Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, and Drew Brees have an arsenal of weapons at receiver, you know the names. I'm not going to go over them. So look, we definitely got to get somebody to hold it down. If Okudah is not there, if you look up on your screen, I recommend the Carolina Panthers trade Bike with the Las Vegas Raiders. They got 1 of 2 first-round picks. I said we go after the 19th pick, and we get that 3rd round pick they have. They had 2 first-round, 2 third-round picks, so I said, hey, let's get 1 of each, all right? So now, Big Kite, yes. Who do we go get with that 19th pick? Well, let me break it down to you. With the 19th pick, the Carolina Panthers select Javon Clark, Kinlaw from South Carolina. Woo! Listen, man, Kinlaw is an explosive mammoth. I mean, he's like a rocket when he fires off that ball. Good lateral movement. He has good leverage within the first 2 steps. He's a little poor when it comes to that 3rd step, especially double teams. He kind of poke up too high then. But listen, his initial burst, the way he scrapes down the line of scrimmage, I love it, man. He can move laterally, move fluidly, and listen, unlike Derek Brown, my man has arsenal moves. He can bull rush you. He can push and pull. If you don't know what push and pull is, when he lock your ass out, pushing you, and then he pull your ass and go right by you. Beautiful, man. Good pass rush technique. Good leverage. He destroys blocks. You know what I mean? Sometimes double team, like I say, he struggles on double team getting off them. Lower body strength. Good lower body strength. When it comes to his mental processing, he's a little delayed at times, diagnosing plays. But when he's on it, he's on it. And my only and last concern, my second to last concern is sometimes his motor gives out. The longer the game goes, you kind of see it wear on him, man. But those things can, be taught by conditioning, getting into shape. You know what I mean? I think at the next level. But the longer the game goes, the more double teams he see. You can tell that same explosiveness he had within the first 2 quarters. You can see it wearing on him. But this guy is an excellent pick. Not only do we get a surefire, explosive defensive tackle that can scrape up and down the line of scrimmage and can stonewall you, we also get an extra pick in the 3rd round.
Yes!
Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers 2nd round pick. Now, when it comes to this year's draft, and I've seen it in the past before, every year, especially when you're drafting at the top of the 2nd round, this is one of the beautiful things when you suck last year as a team. You suck last year as a team, so you get rewarded. Not only do you get a good 1st round pick, now when you're picking at the top of the 2nd round, you're more than likely going to get another 1st round caliber talent. And I think we do that here. If you look up on your screen right here, we're going to pick the Carolina Panthers pick Antoine Winfield Jr., safety from Minnesota. Now, this guy right here, he's a good guy in space. He's not the fastest guy when it comes to coverage, but he takes really, really good angles. He's quick at it. He's more quick than he is fast. No problem tackling. He will lower his head sometimes, which you don't want to do, lower your head down. But most of the time, he's a for sure tackle. He's a guy that likes to take the undercut. I mean, he plays the ball extremely well. He'll take away your best angles. My man is explosive on tape. Good ball hunting skill. He's a hunter. Listen, man, I mean, he's competitive. This is the kind of guy you want back there. Again, he lacks range, but he makes up for it when it comes to his quickness and his IQ. Very smart player. And I honestly see the Carolina Panthers getting that first round safety early in the second round.
You like that? You like that?
So moving on to a third round, what I believe to be a personal gem, Harrison Barnes, tight end out of FAU, 6'5". Listen, a lot of you guys are saying, why would we take another tight end when we got Ian Thomas on the field? Well, Ian Thomas hasn't been able to produce. He wasn't able to beat out a old, wounded Greg Olsen. So, again, not saying that he's not going to improve. I mean, a lot of people say Kyle Allen fault, offensive line fault, whatever you want to say. But at this point in time, Harrison Bryant is a gem. I get it. He played for FAU, 6'5", 242. Not the biggest of tight ends. One thing I love about him, good hands. He works real easy getting behind the linebackers, good fluid seam routes, you know what I mean? Able to get open. Wasn't really contested a lot at FAU at that level. When he was able to get contention, like where people would press up on him, or he had a fight, get his hands up, get in a hand fight, he can hold his own, man. He's not the most physical. He's 242, not the most physical. The bad thing about him is he's not a great blocker. But this guy, I'm not going to say it's going to replace Greg Olsen, but when you're talking about getting up to top speed, he gets up to his top speed quick. All right, now with that being said, he's not going to burn you. He's not going to pull away from you, but he can get up to his gear, get down, show his numbers to the quarterback, and make it a easy catch. This guy can catch anything around him. Only problem with him is at times, him not being big enough, when he get contested by a physical linebacker or physical safety corner or whatever you want to say, it becomes a 50-50 toss-up. But if you put the ball somewhere around him where, it's high and up there, he's going to go get it, man. So that's one thing I like about him. He moves like a wide receiver at tight end. Run at the catch ability, like I said before. He's rather quick, not necessarily the fastest. Competitive, flexible, great IQ, man. Good IQ for a tight end. He just doesn't block well, you know what I mean? And again, ain't nothing a couple Bo-Berry biscuits and a chicken box can't fix, but again, I like him as a third-round gem. I think this guy's going to be a steal.
That boy is good.
Move on to the second third-round pick, which was the trade from Las Vegas. And also, let's talk about the fourth-round pick. I alluded to it earlier. I said we play in a division where you got quarterbacks that are Hall of Famers that are going to be throwing to some really good receivers. And you're going to need some cornerbacks to shut them down. Now, with that being said, Bryce Hall will be the third-round pick from the Las Vegas Raiders. Also, we're taking Cameron Dantzler from Mississippi State. Now, we're going back-to-back with cornerbacks, and you're like, why would you do that? Well, let's recap what we got so far. We got Javon Clark, Antoine Winfield, Harrison Bryant, and also now we have Bryce Hall, Cameron Dantzler. Listen, man, you got your defensive line. That was the big issue. You got a quality safety. Now, not only do you have one cornerback in Bryce Hall, a guy who absolutely I love. I think this guy's like a James Bradbury-esque. Okay, now you don't see much of him because he was hurt last year. I think he messed his ankle up, man, late in the year. But this guy can really play physical kind of cornerback and hold his own in zone coverage. And then you got Cameron Dantzler as well. So, with that being said, one of these guys is going to be your starter and the other one's going to be your nickel back. We have yet to see my man Javian Elliott or Crockrell be signed. I think we signed Luke Cole already. That's it. So, again, why not? Why not get two for the price of one right here? You get a hell of a steal right here, man. You're going to Julio, Calvin Ridley. You're going up against Godwin, Mike Evans, Emmanuel Sanders, Mike Thompson, Jared Cook. You're going up some of the best, man, in the NFC South when it comes to receivers and tight end. Back-to-back cornerbacks I see coming off the board.
Stop it.
So with the fifth-round pick, the Carolina Panthers select. Spoiler alert. Carolina Panthers get the quarterback of the future. Woo! Nah, I'm bullshitting. Shout out to James Morgan of FIU. James Morgan, 6'4", 213 pounds. They were watching this guy at the combine. When it comes to arm accuracy, one of the best, man. And listen, he played with FIU, so again, questionable competition. But hey, you can't choose that. You just go out there and perform. A man can throw it down the field and cover two in some murky coverage and a shitty pocket. Listen, my man can stay in there. Got great poise, great arm strength. Sometimes he robs himself with his arm strength because he has a narrow base. So that foot, you gotta get his base together he'll be all right with that. Decision making at times could be kind of spotty. You know what I mean? He'll throw it down there. He'll hang in there like a motherfucker. He'll hang in there to the last minute. But at times, man, when you ask him to make a decision on the run, it gets kind of hazy. He goes through his progressions very nice. He'll look you off this way, but he already knows. He has the anticipation. Great anticipation. He'll look off this way, look off that way, knowing the receiver's coming with it, whichever way it was designed, and he'll make that throw. So, man, good anticipation, great poise, arm strength. He has an elongated throwing motion, kind of like that slingshot motion. Got to get that tightened up. Pocket awareness, nice pocket awareness, knows when to slide. At times, he takes shitty sacks, though. You know what I mean? So, this guy's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde, kind of a project in the making. His mechanics break down the longer he holds the ball. Okay, so the longer you make him sit back there, it seems like he gets kind of nervous at times. But, you know, he has to learn how to get his mechanics and see it all the way through. You know what I mean? He's a guy that's predicated on timing. If his ball's timed, his throwing motion is timed up, he can make it look beautiful. But when you ask him to hold it a little longer, it gets kind of spotty, dotty, kind of shaky. His base starts to break down. His mechanics start to break down. And again, his mobility is not the best. But again, I see the Carolina Panthers, they like what they've seen out of him, especially at the combine. I honestly think they're going to take him. I expect him to compete for third, possibly move up to second on the depth chart. But again, this is not a move that's going to shock anybody. It shouldn't shock you, man. It should be just business as usual, man. Somebody to come in there and fill a roster spot at the third. So let's move on to the last couple picks we got up here. If you look up on your screen right here, my last couple picks with the second fifth round pick got Damian Lewis, guard from LSU. Another guy who has a lot of great power, doesn't move the most fluid when it comes to moving laterally, but this guy will be a great blocker when it comes to drive blocking up the field. Shaquille Quarterman, a two-down linebacker, a guy that he doesn't have the best range when it comes to tracking the ball or dropping back, covering the pass. When it comes to goddamn stepping up, stopping the run, finishing through blocks, knocking folks down, hitting people hard, my man Shaquille Quarterman is the best at it, one of the best at it, man. But because of that range, he's only like a two-down linebacker, first, second down. He's a liability if you leave him on third down. Expect him to cover in his own window. Very aggressive linebacker. And then we got my man Bravion Roy, defensive tackle from Baylor. First team all Big 12. Space eater, will eat up a lot of space, fill up the run-stop defense. So, with that being said, let's do a recap right here. If this goes the way I think it's going to go, and I love my draft, so critique it. Feel free to critique it. I want to hear from you guys. So real quick, let me move on to my second mock draft I have up here. If you look up on your screen, this is how I expect it to play out if Okudah falls to us with the number 7 pick. Let's say we don't have to trade up. He's just right there at us. Okudah with the 7th pick, of course, you know what he brings. Another kind of James Bradbury-ish, but my man has a little bit more athleticism than he does. Again, like I said before, every year, when you suck so bad the following year, and you pick at the top of the second round, you're either going to get a safety, a cornerback, or a top defensive lineman right there at the top of the second round. And I think that happens here, right here. We get Xavier McKinley, feisty guy, physical guy, not necessarily the most fastest guy, has a good, quick acceleration, doesn't cover the deep ball the best, but my man can line up anywhere, man. He can line up anywhere in the nickel, press. He explodes into zone windows. He comes with contact, deep competitiveness. He'll knock you off your rocker. Plays physical, man. A lot of heart. Then again, I got Harrison Bryant, 3rd round pick at tight end. We desperately need somebody that really can stretch the seam. This guy can do it. Rashad Lawrence, defensive tackle. Again, look, we're able to get Okudah, man. We're able to get Okudah. Not only are we able to get Okudah, we're able to get McKinley. We're fixing our back end. We're fixing our back end with the first 2 picks. Then, and then look, in round 3, we're able to get Rashad Lawrence. So we're able to fix our front end. Round 4, we're able to fix our front end. We don't have to reach. This is why you don't want to reach and try to get somebody like a Derrick Brown or something like that. Now, moving on to 5th pick. Again, I said my man James Morgan. The 2nd, 5th pick, we got Damian Lewis. Solid pick right there. And then you get Shaquille Quarterman and Bravion Roy. So similar to the first go-around, but this is with Okudah. So all in all, man, like I said before, if you do this thing right, you shouldn't have to reach. If Okudah is not there, let's put my other list back on the screen. If Okudah is not there, trade back. Kinlaw will be there at 19. Kinlaw will be there at 19, man. You'll be able to get him, turn around and get an elite safety, then turn around, you'll be able to get the cornerback you want later on. Be patient, Hurney. You don't have to rush this thing. Sit back and let the dominoes fall to you. But if Okudah is there, you still can turn around and get a top safety or a top defensive line. One of my mock drafts I have, if we take Okudah at 7, the second round pick needs to be Marlon Davidson. So again, there's going to be opportunity to get some elite players. I know a lot of y'all probably hate that tight end Harrison Bryant pick, but I love it, man. We desperately need a guy that can replace Greg Olsen, especially a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, who doesn't necessarily have the biggest arm, but to have a good target that be able to stretch the field and also sit down and show them numbers, I think that'll really help him out. You know what I mean? So again, and then we get an offensive line, offensive guard. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys will have, what about Trey Turner and competition? A lot of these pieces are going to be brought in for competition. Only piece I can see really that has a chance to start right away is Okudah and Xavier McKinley and probably Harrison Bryant and Rashad Lawrence. The rest of the guys, the first 4 picks I can see possibly starting. The rest of the guys probably going to be, fighting for competition, second round, or backup. And then on my other mock draft right here, Winfield, Kinlaw, Harrison Bryant, Bryson Hall, all these guys could potentially be starters. So, again, man, I'm excited. If we do this right, the Big Cat's going to have a party on the live stream. If we do this wrong, Big Cat's going to be pulling every lock out of his head. I'm your host, Grande. Got also the Big Cat. Who's got to put your balls up? Tell me what you think. Both these mock drafts. Join me tonight at 9:30. We're going to let you guys pick all 7 rounds. I want to hear from you guys. 9:30. Happy Easter, man. Hope to see you there. Let the church say, dab. For purchase, Keep Pounding TV ringtone and theme song on all your major streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Google Play Store, and many more. Also, you can order directly from Chadzilla Beats on Instagram. Be sure to follow for all your local instrumentals and beats as well. Pause up and keep pounding.